Am I the idiot for not siding with the other wives? Background: I've been with my husband for 6 years total, married for 2. We have no children and do not plan to. My female 27, husband, male 32, has a group of guys that he's been friends with since elementary school. After college, they all moved back to the same area and several of them rented a house together until they started getting girlfriends and moving out. After they moved out, they still had guys' night nearly every Friday until COVID happened. They started back up a few months ago after restrictions in our area relaxed and the majority of the guys started getting tested regularly because of their jobs. There is one single guy, let's call him B, left in the group, and they meet at his house and hang out in the carport to drink a few beers and just shoot the poop. I've never had a problem with my husband, W, going guys' night. He gets off work at 5 and is usually home no later than 8 every Friday. He never drives home drunk, and if he ever does have a few too many, I don't mind going to pick him up. I feel like I should note that we live the farthest away from B's house, about 15 minutes. All the other guys live within walking distance of B. Usually I bake cookies or other snacks for him to take with him to share with the guys. I also don't mind driving the other guys home if needed. If we have plans or anything, he doesn't go. Since the guys' night has resumed, the other wives have been complaining about it. We're friendly, but none of us are really good friends like our husbands are. We've tried to have a girls' night while the guys have their night, but most of them have kids and we really don't have anything in common outside of our husbands. It was just awkward. One of the guys, A, is married to F, and they have a 1-year-old baby. F has been particularly vocal about not wanting A to be out every Friday, as she wants help at home. The other wives backed her up and started a group chat asking that we present a united front to cancel guys' night. Here's where I may be the idiot. I refuse to side with them. It gives me time to unwind after work, and it's become part of my routine. So when the other wives told their husbands that they didn't want guys' night to happen anymore, I told W that I didn't feel the same way and he should keep going. He enjoys it and he should get to see his friends regularly. So after the confrontation, the other guys started with, "Why can't you be cool like W's wife?" Or, "She lets him go, she even makes us cookies and picks him up," etc. A apparently made the comment, "I wish I was still single like B, he can do whatever he wants and I miss that." All the other wives are pissed at me, saying if we had been a united front like they planned, guys' night would either be cancelled or a less frequent occurrence, once a month. So am I the idiot? Edit, some info to clear up some assumptions I'm seeing in the comments. All the wives work. I do not know if the moms get nights to themselves like the guys do. I do not know the details of their family dynamics. I do know all the wives have tried to have girls' night amongst ourselves and it didn't work because we have nothing in common. I'm pretty sure all the wives have other friends, but I do not know when/how often they do things outside of the home. I send cookies and treats because I make them for my blog, not just to make them for the guys. I did not respond to the original messages in the group chat. I found out that the wives confronted the guys via my husband. Edit 2, wow, I logged back in this morning and I was completely overwhelmed. This got way more attention than I was expecting. Thank you for the awards, I've never gotten Reddit awards before. I showed this to my husband over breakfast this morning and his initial response was, "So does this mean you're Reddit famous?" LOL, but we agreed to read through the comments together tonight and tried to come up with a solution to help ease some tension in his friend group. Thank you for all your input and apologies if I don't respond to your messages/comments. I have a busy work day and like I said, I was completely overwhelmed by the response. Now for comments before the update, not the idiot. The wives are assholes. The other guys are assholes. But this is also coming after being together for 25 years. Back when we had little ones, I likely would have understood the wives' position more. Weekly might be a bit much. Why not every other week or once a month as a compromise? Not the idiot. But I don't necessarily think the wives are being assholes either. Unless the ones with kids are getting a night off as well, I totally see where they're coming from and their husbands saying all that poop is just messed up. They're the real assholes here. Update. A lot has happened in the last 3 weeks, but I'm going to try to condense it to the character limit. After reading all the replies together, W and I decided it would be best for him to confront his friends, particularly A. He told them it wasn't cool to try to throw me under the bus with their wives and that their wives, especially the ones with kids, need and deserve time to themselves too. According to the guys, all the wives are getting time to themselves without the kids each week, with A's wife F getting the most time out of anyone. She works until 4, but doesn't pick up their baby until 7 every day. She has a workout class 3x/week and a standing girls' night every Wednesday where she doesn't come home until 10 to 11 p.m. A picks up the baby on Wednesdays. W and I held a brief, socially distanced get-together in our yard to clear the air. I confirmed what the guys had said about the wives getting time and the wives admitted that they do, whether it is manicures, gym time, book club, etc. That's when I found out about F's social schedule, They then confirmed that all the guys were attentive and involved dads. W later told me he was sure his friends weren't complete douchebags but was glad to have the reassurance. Then it erupted into a fight between A and F, with A saying he only gets 1 hour a week to himself since he gets off at 7 and is home by 8. F broke down and started screaming that it wasn't the time spent with his friends but his comments the following days. She then turned on me, literally pointed and screamed that it was my fault. That during the lockdown, for the first time in over 5 years, she didn't have to listen to a talk about me all freaking weekend. I was shell-shocked and didn't know what to say, but W jumped in and told her she could not talk to me like that and she should probably leave before she said something she couldn't take back. F left and A stayed. Afterwards, the other wives admitted they only agreed to the ultimatum after F relentlessly persuaded and pushed them into it. I have never seen this side of F before, so I had no idea she could be like this. I has been sleeping at B's house for almost 2 weeks now. He's still been picking up / spending time with the baby, but he doesn't sleep at his house. He says they're going to try therapy, and if that doesn't work, they'll probably separate. As much as I dislike the guy, I feel bad for him. Guy's night has resumed. I still send cookies, but W says he doesn't bring me up and shuts the guys down if they try to talk about me, not the idiot. It was great that everyone got together to talk through this problem together as a group instead of he said she said. It's unfortunate what A and F is going through, but luckily the cause has been found so that it's not directed at you anymore. Your husband standing up for you is great, and I'm glad the other wives came around as well, not the idiot. It sounds like the whole friend group had a drama-seeking shit-stirrer in its midst that has at least been flushed out so that others could see they were being manipulated. If F had a problem with A talking about you so often, then she should have brought it up with him as a relationship issue rather than trying to divide the friend group. Now for the next story. Am I the idiot for refusing to talk with my mother? I, female 21, love my long hair. It's because when I was little, my mother, female 54, used to take me to hairdressers and make them cut my hair really short. When I was a teen, I didn't go to the hairdressers with my mother, so I had long hair. 3 days ago, it changed. Because of COVID, I wasn't able to go to my own hairdresser because their place is a little far from my home. My hair started to get split ends and it was going below my butt. My mother was going to cut her hair. She loves short hair. She asked me to join her, but first I said no because I didn't trust her. I thought she would pull the same trick like when I was little, telling people to cut my hair shorter. She insisted and said she wouldn't do anything and it's not her business anyway. So I said okay, and she had an appointment for me too. When we went there, 2 employees were doing my hair because it was too long. I constantly let them know that when my hair is cut short, I fall into a bad place psychologically. They said, "Okay, we won't cut it short." One of the girls pressed the comb to my waist and told me, "I'm gonna cut it from here, okay?" And I said yes, because the waist is a good length for me. Then she cut it from above, but I thought it's her hand or something. When the cutting was done, they showed me my hair, and it was like a hand below my shoulders. I can't reach my hair from behind without pushing my arms. I was devastated but couldn't say anything because they spent a long time doing it. Apparently I'm a doormat. When we went home I started crying. It didn't stop. I still cry when I look in the mirror, when I touch my hair. I said that I'm gonna make a complaint about the hairdresser, and my mom said, "I told them to cut it that short. It's better now, you should thank me." When I heard this I was angry with her, with hairdresser who didn't listen to me, an adult, and my wishes about my hair, and I was angry with myself too for trusting my mother. I still made a complaint. My brother and my father agrees with this, and my father said, "I'm on your side on this, and I will help you with the case if anything comes up." However, I'm not talking with my mother. I refuse to call her mother, and I clearly said she's dead to me. I refer to her as my brother's mother or my father's wife. My brother is okay with it, but my father says even though I'm right, I shouldn't do this because she is my mother after all. I'm so angry with her, but also when I remember times she forgave me for my mistakes, I feel bad for behaving badly to her. My father insists that I should stop, and says that my hair will grow again, so I shouldn't keep this up against my mother. Now for comments before the update, not the idiot. It's your hair. And what kind of salon gives someone a haircut based on what someone else asks for? It's a parent's job to forgive kids their mistakes. Kids make mistakes by nature, and parents are supposed to be there to guide them and help them to be better people. Your mom is too old to be making the mistake of stomping on her grown child's autonomy. You don't have to forgive this, not the idiot. Tell your family you will consider talking to them once your hair is at your waist, which is how long it is supposed to be. I had short hair as a kid thanks to my mom. It is below my waist now. I stopped trusting her when I was 17. I would never trust your mother or any hairdresser she recommends ever again. Sorry you are going through this. Update. This month was rough. I was the rudest I've ever been to my mom. We were fighting every day. She didn't apologize. She's the type that won't say the words, "I'm sorry," but rather does things like making me nice breakfasts, my favorite dinners and buying me clothes, etc., but I decided that these gestures aren't it, and kept insisted on worded apology because I wanted her to acknowledge what she did to me with her actions. Just today, I got my apology. My brother was out with friends and my father was also out for work. I said, I just want an apology, it's simple. No one's here, so apologize to me and it will be okay. She teared up and said, I'm sorry. So I teared up and asked, what are you sorry for? And she said, I'm sorry for upsetting you by making people cut your hair. Then I accepted her apology. We hugged and cried a little. We're fight-free until our next fight. After the crying session, she showed me some hair professionals' Insta accounts that give long hair tips, etc. I believe she understands the situation better now. I still won't be going to a hair salon with her, but okay, laughing face. For people who were worried about my mental health and my strong connection to my hair, unfortunately I couldn't find a psychologist who meets my needs. We're still searching, but sorry for no good news about this aspect. Also, the complaint I made isn't finalized yet. The organization kept pushing the date because there were national holidays around this time, but I still call them almost every day. I'm pretty sure the lady who answers the phone is pissed, but I'm determined. I will get my justice. My mom told me to drop the case because the hairdresser wasn't the owner, she was just an employee. My mom says, she's just working there, don't make her lose her income. And I said, well, I will be graduating next year, and when I start working and do something wrong, people will report me. Things don't work like how it's in your mind. So, there's that. I also wanted to thank you for your kind messages, suggestions, and support. I would have been sold on dinner, but I remembered your comments, and I stood my ground. I still ate the food though, laughing face. I hope this update is good enough, not the idiot. The hairdresser should also be held accountable. She refused to listen to the person whose hair she is doing and instead listened to someone who went against your wishes. It was her job to cut the hair of the person she's cutting how they want, not listen to anyone else about what style would be better, not the idiot. She said, I'm sorry for upsetting you by making people cut your hair. That's not an apology. An apology would list her actions, acknowledge how it affected you in a sincere, caring manner. Something like, I'm sorry I disregarded your wishes again and paid someone to deliberately violate your bodily autonomy. That's an apology. What she said was basically, I'm sorry that you got upset because I decided that your wishes were less important than mine. Good luck, op. She's gaslighting you.